everybody. Welcome back to today's Gone Outdoors, our 10th anniversary edition of Gone Outdoor Radio. You're listening on Kello News Talk or KWSN in Sioux Falls or the mighty 790 in Fargo, Moorhead area. Scotty Brewer, Kyle Agri, Brewer Agri Outdoors, and we are going to chat with our very first guest that we had when we guest host McFeeley Outdoors for the first time. That was December 28th of 2013, almost 12 years ago. Mr. Dave Randash of Devil's Eyez Guide Service. How you doing, Dave?
Scott and Kyle, I can't believe it's been 12 years already. That's impossible.
I know.
I'm doing great. I'm actually up at Devil's Lake right now. Fishing's been, well, the fall bite up here is extraordinary. Well, it's really, really rolling right now. The guys pulling cranks on some of the underwater roads and up in Pelican Lake have been just absolutely slamming them. So we're before turnover now. Water temp's about 56, 57, and the fish are really aggressive. Nobody's out. The whole lake is just quiet. And guys, you better saddle up and get up here right now, and we'll do another show up here. But kudos and congrats on your anniversary.
Yeah, and kudos and congrats on your guide service. Back when 12 years ago, when we first had you on, you were guiding some, but you were still running your paint business pretty much every day. But now you've for the most part, you've retired from that, and you've moved up to the Devil's Lake area, and you're now guiding full time. To me, it seems like you're living your dream, Dave.
Scott and Kyle, I tell you what, it was a long time in coming. I did the paint contracting 46 years. My son Adam took over. He's doing very well. And once in a while I'll say, hey, Dad, you remember how to swing a brush? And of course I do, but I make up excuses to stay up here right now. I've got a couple projects I'm doing. But this Devil's Lake, when I was way back when we ran some of the big fishing circuits, one of them was called the Professional Walleye Trail. And one of our stops most every year was Devil's Lake. Absolutely fell in love with the lake. So many places to fish. You're never crowded. And not only walleye, but the perch and the pike, and it's just a gem. So I told my wife, Randy, I said, honey, what do you think about retiring up there? She said, well, Dave, here's the deal. We will if we get grandkids, we're not going to move to Devil's Lake. We'll still have the cabin up there. And so I said, well, sure. Well, now we have 5 grandkids, and boy, is that fun. Get the kids up here running bobbers out in the boat. It's pretty hectic. And I tell you, hey, kids, you got to take turns now. Yes, grandfather. Well, that doesn't happen. It's pandemonium, but pretty blessed to be up here, guys, in a fishery like this. I mean, you look at all the walleye water in North America, especially the U.S., and this is way up on the list, way up. We maybe don't get to 13 to 16 pounders like Hawaii water and some of that, but we've caught a lot of big fish this summer, and just a bunch of them come to mind. I'm just thinking about, I had a couple of gals from Indiana. They were sisters, and they were 77 and 79 years old. They'd never bobbered before. We went on the Golden Highway in the ditch. This was back around 4th of July. They had 3 fish over 28 inches bobbering.
Wow.
And they go, Dave, is it always this easy? I said, no, but it can be. So it's pretty fun. I had a clicker, guys, and I kept track of how many bobbers went that evening before dark. Normally we do our guiding till about 3, 4 o'clock, but it was very hot out that day, and they wanted to escape the heat. So let's go out in the evening. They were all in. We went out there and had like 48 bobbers go down in an hour and a half, and it was pretty wild. And welcome to Devil's Lake. They had a great time.
Dave, you talk about fall fishing on Devil's Lake and, pulling cranks and doing your snap jigging and things like that, I think are the first that come to mind. But you've talked about bobbers now a couple of times. Is that something that continues into the fall, or does that kind of fade out when summer comes to an end?
So I'll give you a story. Last year, Kyle and Scott, we were catching fish on the Golden Highway ditch, and we're running lead core line. We're running staggered lines. where some days we just focus on the rocks, where we may have a line out in 17 foot, one in 19 foot, one in 21 foot. The top of the highway now is about 13. The ditch where the rocks hit the crease of the mud is about 21 and a half. So the guys that can run those rocks and tick those rocks and present their lures on those rocks, there's a lot of big walleyes on them. So it's tricky though. And you get a crosswind like a south wind or a north wind pushing against your boat laterally, it's a real challenge not to lose a bunch of lures. But we got it down pretty good after all the years I've been doing this. But here's the deal. So we're catching all these big fish and we're letting them go. And my clients go, Dave, we'd sure like to have a few fish for dinner. So we would go and bobber. It's hard to get leeches this time of year. I still have some in the bait fridge. But we'll go and get fathead minnows, and then we'll nick them in the dorsal fin. And we'll go bobber on some of the same structure we fish all summer long. And we pile drive 15 to 18s on bobbers and minnows. The bridges are always good, but you need wind. Wind generates current. You get on the current seams just off them about 5 feet. Watch your bobbers. If they're vertical, you're okay. Then they're neutral. They're in neutral water. They're maybe in an eddy or off the seam. If you get where bobbers are blowing out on down the bottom, you got to move off of the current a little bit. The jigs have been fabulous right now. We're using the little leeches I have left for a chunk of worm, like an inch off the bottom, 2 inches off the bottom, tapping the bottom a little, lift it up. The guys that are jigging aggressive are not doing very well. The guys that are just putting it in the rod holder, watching that rod bend over slowly, and smoke them right out of the holder. And get people educated in a hurry on that. And we've done very well. Limits up here have been the norm, and it's just been a tremendous September, October.
Okay, Dave, this next comment I'm going to make is for our listeners. If you wonder why we hire or we bring in guides like Dave Randash, that is why. These guys are so smart.
You know,
Dave is so smart.
I don't know about that, Scotty. It's just a matter of, I just turned 70 years old. I can't believe it that the years have flown by.
So you've done this a couple of times.
It's my dream job to go out and not only educate, but to put people in fish. So smiles are genuine smiles. And there's no dumb questions in my boat, ever. I will never, ever, put anybody down. I've had people that are, the spinning reel's upside down, they're reeling backwards, the handle falls on the floor. A couple of them went in the lake this year, and it's all cool. We're here to have a good time and just to answer questions and teach people maybe how to enhance their catch to become better anglers. It's not all about catching trophies up here. It's people come up here to, they want to have a nice meal of walleye or 2 or 3. And it's been that this year in spades. It's been just absolutely, in all the years I've been up here, guys, I would say this is either first or second for walleye production for us, at least in my boat. I've got a Lund, as you guys run, and I've got an Alaska now. It's 21 foot, 8 foot wide, and I can put a bunch of people in there. It's just a riot to be able to get to big water and still go north on some of these other little smaller peripheral lakes that are connected to Devils. The fish can swim back and forth, and it's golden.
Hey, Dave, if any of our listeners would like to get a hold of you at Devil's Eyez Guide Service, how can they reach out?
I can give you my cell. Call anytime, except in the middle of the night. My wife would not be happy. My number is 701-238-1221. And thanks for the plug, guys. Devil's Eyez, EYEZ, Guide Service. And been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
And I'll never, ever get tired of this. Guys, it's like I tell everybody, again, it's my dream job. And it's just absolute blessing.
It's Devil's Lake Guide, Dave Randash. He is a longtime friend and mentor of ours. Dave, thanks for coming on Gone Outdoors again.
Scotty, Kyle, you guys come on up. I got the fish rolling pretty good, so we'll talk, okay?
Stick around. We'll be back with the second half of today's show after the short break. Looking for somewhere to get all your fishing information in one place? OnX Fish Midwest has something for you. Search for new fishing areas with filtering features such as species, abundance, trophy potential, lake survey info, regulations, and area insights are just a click away.
Getting to your target lake has never been easier with access points and public land ownership clearly marked on OnX Fish. Mark and customize waypoints and weather for your exact location. Use code BA Outdoors to get 20% off OnX Fish Midwest at onxmaps.com.